What's up guys, Tenacious Rick here, and I'm finally back with another edition of Comic Crazy Reviews. So let's get into it. This week we're going to start off with something a little different. It's an indie book from Dynamite, and it's Red Sonja #1. This was actually written by Gail Simone, and this was actually a pretty interesting book. The artwork was really good in it. The storyline was kind of fun. It was a lot of blood, guts, gore. It kind of was Red Sonja just kind of hanging, like, sleeping. She's drinking, having a few drinks at night at her campsite, and some thugs try to rob her, and she pretty much ends up killing them. And then she gets summoned by this king who helped her in her past, saved her from slavery, whatever. So of course she goes to help him, and finds out that she needs to train a bunch of women and children to fight an army, and she only has a limited number of days to do this. And the ending's pretty cool. She ends up coming up against an enemy who she's faced in the past. So it was actually a pretty fun read. I gave this a 4 out of 5. Next book we have is somewhat of an anticipated book. It's actually Superior Carnage, issue #1. And when we last saw Cletus Cassidy, or Carnage, Cletus Cassidy was catatonic. He had no brain. His mind was gone, and he found out that the Carnage symbiote was still living inside of him. So in this one we get this guy named the Wizard who comes out and wants to control Carnage and make him, his warrior and his soldier. So when he actually comes up against Carnage and tries to take over his mind, he gets the crap beaten out of him because Carnage has no mind. And it was a really good story. I like this a lot. I really like the artwork. I think Carnage looked great. The fighting looked great, and I love the once Carnage actually came out, he was just killing everybody again. So in my opinion, it's Carnage. Hopefully he's going to get back into what he's good at, and that's killing people. And we'll find out what happens with Cletus Cassidy. I don't know if it's just going to be Carnage the symbiote, or if Cletus Cassidy will eventually maybe get his mind back. Who knows? I gave this book a 4.5 out of 5. Alright, so 2 books we're going to talk about really quick this week. It was Justice League of America, which is the second part of the Trinity War. And this is the aftermath of when Superman killed Professor Light, or Dr. Light, or whatever his name was. He kills him, and then everyone starts fighting each other, and he freaks out and is like, oh, you need to lock me up right now. So they lock him up, and Batman is trying to tell him that it wasn't him, he was manipulated somehow. And then Wonder Woman's trying to say it was Pandora and Pandora's box that entered his brain, so he has an evil inside of him. And it was a pretty decent read. It was good artwork, good storyline, and the question's in this, and he comes in at the end, it's like, hey Superman, do you want to really know who killed Professor Light, or Dr. Light? So apparently, obviously it wasn't Superman. They're not going to make Superman kill someone unless it's the Man of Steel movie, which was a great movie, so go see it. The next one I'm going to talk about real quick is Savage Wolverine. I really liked Frank Cho's artwork, but this artwork in this book is really fantastic as well. It's awesome to look at. You don't even have to read the words in any of these panels. Every panel is action-packed, it's fun, it's colorful, it's just fantastic. Blood, gore, Wolverine at his best. I definitely recommend picking this book up. This book and Trinity War, Justice League of America, both get 4.5 out of 5. And next we're going to get to my comic of the week, which is All New X-Men #14. I really did like this book because we finally got to see the X-Men in a battle. The last few issues has just been talking. This one we finally see the all-new X-Men, plus Wolverine and Kitty Pryde. They fight off against Mystique and Sabretooth and Mastermind, and they also fight off against Madam Hydra and some of her Hydra soldiers. And the entire time, it's Mastermind keeps making all these different things appear. She had Dark Phoenix come around, but then accidentally Jean Grey projected that towards everybody. So everyone thought Dark Phoenix was back, and Wolverine was freaking out about it. And then they thought Professor Xavier came back, but that was another fake thing from Mastermind. They finally take her out, and the way they take pretty much everybody out is Jean actually does something to them. She either puts them to sleep or helps, knocks them out or something like that. And then they actually even take out Silver Samurai, Jean and Cyclops. They do that. So it was really fun to watch everybody in action and watch everybody fighting. You got Iceman, you got Beast, everyone's doing their part. You could see everyone doing something, so it was really fun to watch all that. The artwork is fantastic in this book, as usual, and the ending is hilarious. You get the Avengers show up, and you think it's the Avengers at first, but then you realize that this is even something that Mastermind's doing. So when the Avengers really do show up, everyone believes it at first except for Iceman. So you get Captain America talking to them, and as they're talking to him, Iceman throws a snowball at Thor's head, and everyone stops what the hell was that? What's going on here? And Iceman's like, oh my god, you really are real. And I was like, yeah, we told you that already. He's like, oh my god, Thor, I'm so sorry. And then Thor's like, you are a strange little frost giant. I thought that was hilarious. Definitely recommend picking this book up, of course. This book gets a 5 out of 5 for me. It was a great read, great art, and you really can't get any better than that.